This manifestation technique is extremely powerful and it can also be extremely dangerous. So there's a technique where you draw up your your cerebral spinal fluid from your sacrum up into your brainstem and then send out the energy out of your third eye, your pineal gland. And what this does is it charges up your intentions and your manifestation. So in other words, the way you perform the technique, and I'll explain to you why it's dangerous and what you can do to make it so it's not dangerous. So essentially what you do is you squeeze your PC muscles. As you do, you breathe in really quickly and you draw the cerebral spinal fluid up the spine, and then you send it out of the third eye, holding an intention in your mind. So let's say you wanted to create, manifest some type of success in your life, or meeting a specific person, or whatever it may be. You hold that intention in your mind as you're drawing up the cerebral spinal fluid and sending it out, and you will see your manifestation start to happen really, really fast. I've done this before many, many times, and it is very powerful how quickly and how effectively it works. Now, essentially what happens is at the top of our spine, at the bottom of our spine, there's these little flaps that open every time we breathe in. And then when we breathe out, they close. And every time we breathe in, the cerebral spinal fluid goes up a little bit, up the spine. And then we breathe out and it closes. And we breathe in, it opens, it closes. Well, what you're doing by breathing in and drawing that energy up is you're speeding up the time at which it takes to take that energy from the sacrum up into your brain. Now, here's why it's dangerous. So we have our 7 main chakras that everybody knows about. Obviously, we have way more chakras. We're not going to get into this video. But below where our perineum is, we have our root chakra. At the top of our head, we have our crown chakra. Now, in between there, we have 5 chakras that go up the front of our body, right? Your sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye. Well, directly behind these chakras on the spine is a correlating chakra. So again, where your sacral is, back here below on your lower back, there's another chakra going out that way, so on and so forth. So what happens is if you have unprocessed trauma in these different areas of life, as you're drawing that cerebral spinal fluid up, I'm just going to leave it in. I don't care if I mess it up. I'm not going to edit it. As you draw the energy up, you're pushing so much energy through these different chakras in your spine that you're starting to essentially drum up all of your unhealed trauma. And as you're doing that process, and again, you're charging up your manifestation, you're also speeding up the process in which you are going to have to go through to heal your unhealed traumas. So what happens is, yes, you simultaneously may be able to manifest your intentions much quicker, but again, if you have a lot of unhealed things going on, you can also manifest that to happen really, really quickly. This is why often people that practice things like tantric, in tantric practices, they do stuff like this, Kundalini yoga, in different, there's even people, I won't say any names, but there's full-on events that practice this technique all throughout, a 7-day training where they're raising the energy up and sending out their intentions. And often after people experience this, their life falls apart. And the reason why is because, again, you're drumming up all that unhealed trauma and everything's hitting you all at once. And if you don't have the tools and the know-how to be able to deal with that, you're going to be spiraling out of control. So how do we do it? How can we, because it is a powerful technique. So how do we use it to where when we draw the energy up and we send out our intentions, we do these things, we're not having so much of that heavy trauma hit. And that is by going through and healing the different areas in the body, the different chakra points on whatever needs to be healed in that area. So as an example, root chakra is all about money, needs, resources, your stability in life. And that's where everything starts. And this is why often when people have money issues or, stability issues, whether it's their job, their home life, even their relationships, they become very ungrounded and it messes everything up, right? So the root is the base. And I'm going to share with you how to work through things you can do to actually work through these. Then we have our sacral chakra, okay, which has to do with our creativity, passion, our sexual drive. And then we have our solar plexus, which is all about our personal power, our self-confidence, our self-esteem. Then we have our heart chakra, which is all about connections, love, relationships. Then we have our throat chakra, which is all about speaking our truth. And then we have our third eye, which is our psychic center. This is where we tap into our clair abilities, things like this. And then our crown chakra has to do with tapping into universal consciousness, wisdom, knowledge, things like this. So you can obviously do meditations to clear out these areas, and doing it consistently. As you clear the front channel, it also helps clear the back channel as well. So now there are tangible things you can do. If you didn't want to do meditation, there's actual things you can do to clear up these areas. So let's say you want to work on your root chakra. Well, you need to get outside, get your feet planted in the earth, get into nature, get to where you're going to feel rooted and grounded, right? Putting yourself, again, a lot of people struggle with this. They may live in big cities, or they're constantly wearing rubber shoes, so there's no connection to the earth, and it'll cause them to feel that instability. So just by getting outside, getting into nature, grounding yourself to the earth will help start clearing up some of that trauma. Also, working on things like your finances, right? Going through your bank statements and clearing out all your subscriptions you don't use, starting to put together a financial plan for yourself, making sure you have stable resources coming in, make sure you have a stable home life. These are all things that will naturally balance the root chakra. Now, moving up to our sacral chakra is tapping into our passion, our creativity, again, our sexual drive. So the way that we activate our sacral chakra is by doing things that require us to be creative, right? Whether it's painting or even things such as organizing things in a certain way. You're not only cleaning up, but you're using your creativity to put things in different places, right? Putting puzzles together. Anything that requires your creativity to get activated will help clear out your sacral chakra. Now, to work on our personal power is moving the body. So physical exercise, running, stretching, anything that's going to help with your personal power, your confidence. This includes taking care of our physical body, eating healthy, making sure that we are, I don't want to say proud, but we appreciate the way that we look, and we feel confident in how we look and how we show up in the world will help clear up some of that trauma. Now remember, as we're clearing these areas, it's also clearing the spine. So when you're in alignment in all these different areas and you do that technique where you draw out the cerebral spinal fluid, it's not going to have as big as an effect as somebody who's, destitute financially, they just lost their job, they have, their home life is very unstable. Well, you start doing these manifestation practices, it's going to make those other areas start to get worse and worse and worse. So anyways, heart chakra has to do, again, with love. So spending time with your loved ones, people that, whether it's friends, family, your romantic relationships. And I know this might sound silly, but literally just like hugging somebody, being affectionate towards people will start to open up your heart chakra and start clearing out some of that in that area. Moving up to your throat chakra, which has to do with speaking our truth. My favorite, and this is to me the most powerful exercise to do to clear up the throat, is literally just singing. Singing in the car, singing in the shower, singing at home, and having fun and projecting your voice will help clear up any of the trauma that's stuck in the throat chakra. Now you can also do things like humming, ohms, right? The om. These different practices will also help clear up this area. Now moving up to the pineal gland, things are going to be really, really important is getting lots of sunlight, eliminating fluoride, drinking water that has fluoride in it, caffeine, eliminating caffeine from your life will also help. I'm like 12 days caffeine free right now. Hit the like button if you're proud of me. Hit the like button if you like any of this, and subscribe if you haven't already. Where was I? Yes, so the pineal gland, meditating in a dark room with your eyes closed. So what happens is when we close our eyes and we're in a dark room, our third eye opens. And if we put intention and we put awareness on the third eye by just putting our attention there, looking up and putting that again, your energy flows where your attention goes. So by doing that, again, you're activating the pineal gland, you're starting to clear up some of the blockages that may be there. And then lastly, we have our crown chakra. So reading books that have to do with expanding you as a soul, as a human being, um, taking in information. So this isn't, watching, reality TV and it's just sort of dumbing you down. You watch information that's inspiring, that can help you improve your life. Anything like that is really going to start to clear up and activate the crown chakra. So, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, raising your frequency, spiritual enlightenment, going down that path and walking that path is not some quick fix thing. A lot of people that experience like ayahuasca and mushrooms and, all these different things, they have these moments of, oh, I had a spiritual awakening. But here's the thing. You go and do ayahuasca for a weekend and you might have a spiritual awakening. Oh my God, all this stuff. But then you go back to your old ways of, not exercising, eating poorly, sleeping poorly, watching bad information, all the things we talked about. All that stuff goes away. Like, again, this is walking the path of enlightenment and going down the spiritual path is a lifestyle. It's not a weekend getaway. Damn, somebody's got to coin that. Type that in the comments. The path of enlightenment is a lifestyle, not a weekend getaway. Because that's what a lot of people think. I'm going to go do mushrooms for the weekend and I'm going to be healed of all my stuff. Maybe. So again, the manifestation exercise I just shared with you can be very, very powerful. It can also be very, very dangerous if you're not clearing these areas. So before you start trying to speed up your manifestations and do all this stuff, start working on yourself internally. Start clearing out. Obviously, other things that can help are things like yoga, hypnotherapy, right? Working with somebody to help clear out the limiting beliefs, the fears of the past, the negative emotions, the heartbreak, the failures, all that stuff lingers and is trapped in our body. So by removing all that stuff, right? Again, therapy, meditation, yoga, all these different experiences are going to help you start to clear out those traumas so that you could be the best version of yourself. All right. So guys, if you're somebody who wants to be the best version of yourself, you're like, Dom, I love this stuff. How do I raise my frequency so I can manifest what I want? And you're particularly somebody that's a business owner or a sales professional, and you want to have higher levels of success, not just financially, all the areas of life, there's going to be a link down in the description for you to book a free assessment with somebody on my team, one of my certified hypnotherapists. They're going to walk you through and do a deep dive and sort of a diagnostic process to figure out what it is that's holding you back and how we can help you get to that next level. So again, if you're a high achiever, you're a business leader, you're a sales professional, and you want to create more success, go to the link down in the description and book your free assessment now. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys in the